right, everybody, welcome to BO Boys for Sunday, July 6th. Fuck it, it's a raw feed. We're doing it live in studio. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Clayton, we're sitting next to each other in studio. I got to say, it's a little weird that if I move my arm here, I could almost hit you, which is nice. I do like the ability to have the ability to hit you.
Yeah, weird is the word for that.
But I am going to have to get used to having that ability but not hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason we're sitting next to each other is we have a guest today. We have the one and only from Barstool Sports. Chris Klemmer is back on the BO Boys, and Chris Klemmer is sitting next to us. Chris, welcome to BO Boys HQ.
This is thrilling. Am I the first in studio guest? I can't be.
You are the first in this studio guest in the history of the BO Boys.
Mm-hmm.
It has never happened. You are the first. So how does that make you feel? Do you feel like you're sort of like the Jackie Robinson of the BO Boys? Could we say that? Could we say that? And that you are the first?
Very fair comparison.
Can we hear you say it?
No, probably not.
The complete
probably
sentence?
not. No,
Okay.
probably not. No, I feel honored.
Okay.
I feel respected. I like to, I know you respect me, Pat, quite a bit. I know Clayton doesn't. That's fine. Hopefully we'll win him over with this episode.
Well, we're going to get into that later. We're going to talk the box office, these dinos, all that. But later, I think we do have to dig into this issue of what Clayton did, which was seeing a movie with you.
Yes.
And of course, the great podcast Jesus Kirk Minahan took, as he should, great offense to that because he's never seen a movie with Clayton. And we're going to have to talk about what can we do to rectify that situation.
Well, I'm sure since then, Clayton, I'm sure has gone to Boston and seen a movie with Kirk by now.
Okay.
Wait,
all right, let's just get into it now.
Right.
So that was that's the we had.
That's the way, right?
That's the way.
That's the way.
That's the way.
Amtrak trip away. I mean, in fact, I saw a movie with Kirk last week.
What did you guys see?
Saw F1 with Jeff D. Lowe.
Wow.
So I mean, it's not that hard to get on a train and go to Boston and see a movie with Kirk.
So that's the way. I got to take a pilgrimage, kiss the ring.
Yeah.
And you think that will?
Oh, I can't speak for Kirk. I'm just
Okay.
telling you that you can't be upset and all fist to the clouds. Oh, I saw a movie with Chris Klemmer when you haven't even put any effort into seeing a movie with Kirk.
Yeah.
I love this. I love that Chris Klemmer is here berating you for seeing a movie with him.
I'm getting it.
I'm berating him for being offended to see a movie with me.
No.
It should be a nice thing.
And
friends seeing movies a nice.
Yeah, no, seeing it is a nice thing. It just depends on when I would have seen it in the orientation of the people, right? So, like, if I would have seen a movie with Kirk first and then seen 10 movies with you, it would have been fine.
Right, but
even more reason to go see a movie with Kirk. Then we could all go see movies together.
Because then it would be 1-to-1. I feel like
but you cannot frame it that way to Kirk that the reason you're going is so that now you could see 10 movies.
No, I'm not going to say that, obviously, and I don't mean that because that's not the reason to do it.
Yeah.
But Chris, it's not that I don't respect you. That is, I think, that's like slanderous for me.
Thank God.
I just respect Kirk more.
Sure.
And there's a hierarchy.
That's fair.
Right. And so I think that's like everybody has their level of respect for people, and it's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
respect is not all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want you. It's to say I have no respect for you is wrong.
It's limited.
It's just less than I have for Podcast Jesus. But I mean, I'm not going to get into amounts, but it is less.
Okay, that's
and
fair.
that's
fine.
fine.
That's fine.
But the respect is there as long you know that.
So Clayton has to go to Boston, go to Waterton, see a movie with Kirk. He has to do. You do need to do that. You need to buy him popcorn. What is his snack of choice at a movie?
He got a popcorn when we saw F1.
Okay, so you popcorn. That's got to be on you.
He likes a soda, but he didn't like the freestyle. The one we went to was a Pepsi. Theater.
Okay.
Pepsi
He's
bar.
old school. That's too much choice.
He didn't like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So popcorn, no freestyle.
Prefer the Coke, and then also would prefer a traditional fountain, I believe.
Okay, a fountain soda.
I don't want to speak for Kirk, but
okay.
This is helpful. This is no freestyle.
We'll reach out to whoever his producers are as of this week. We'll get a snack list, a preferred snack list for Clayton ahead of time. Is there
conventional fountain?
And is there any other? Because I think also Clayton should demean himself to some degree in this apology.
I don't think so.
I think old school radio. Is this a Howard Stern, of course, Howard Stern has passed the baton now to Kirk. Is this a situation where Clayton takes Kirk to the movie, gets him his fountain soda, gets him his popcorn, and then it's back to the studio and it's throwing baloney at his ass? Do we need to get to that
I can't
point?
speak for
Okay.
Kirk. I can't speak.
I think that should be on the table, that Clayton might need to have baloney thrown at his ass in studio to make this right.
Okay. So, I'm not. It's about me.
Listen, with me, the expectation was always, I'm always going to double cross. I'm always going to look out for number one. He knows that, so you can't be mad at a snake for being a snake. It's the tail of the scorpion. The scorpion's going to bite you. Whatever that tail is, you know what you're getting going in. So for me, I don't have to make amends. This is on you. Popcorn, movie, go to Boston, get baloney thrown at your ass.
I think that's enough. I don't think the baloney on the ass.
We'll see. Well, listen, we'll see. But I do love that we're making a plan of action here.
I'm shocked that it's come to this. He was so offended and so hurt by seeing me at that theater, but yet he makes no effort to get to go to get an Amtrak. Easiest thing in the world to do.
Yes.
Or you don't have to pass through security.
Chinatown's Chinatown bus. They still do those.
I know they used to. A lot of them would blow up, halfway from between.
It's the risk Clayton's got to take.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was the Fun Wah.
Yeah. Look,
Fun Wah was the bus, and they would always catch on fire.
They'd always catch on fire, but sometimes catch on fire.
Yeah, not always, because obviously you can't run a business that way.
Right.
Yeah, they couldn't all blow up.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have no buses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So chances are, I would say go that route, because that's also great radio. If you do end up on one of the buses that blows up on fire, it's something for us to talk about on the next episode.
Okay.
So, I'm glad we solved that. So now with that in mind, Clayton, can you give us a plow for the box office weekend of Independence Day 2025?
Okay. Number 1, Jurassic World Rebirth made $91.5 million in its first weekend, $1,047.3 for the 5-day. Number 2, F1, the movie, made $26 million, down 54%. It added 71 theaters. It's at $109.5 million in its second weekend. Number 3, How to Train Your Dragon, made $11 million, down 44%. It lost 413 theaters. It's at $224 million in its fourth weekend of release. Number 4, Elio, made $5.7 million, down 45%. It lost 515 theaters. It's at $55 million in its third weekend. Number 5, 28 Years Later, made $4.6 million, down 53%. It lost 527 theaters. It's at $60.2 million in its third weekend. And we're going to go down to number 11.
Okay.
But number 6 was Lilo and Stitch. Well, I guess there's a tie right now. We're looking at a tie. Lilo and Stitch, $3.8 million, down 45%, lost 340 theaters. It's at $408.5 million in its seventh weekend. Tied at the moment for, I guess, sixth is Megan 2.0, which made $3.8 million, down 63%. It added 21 theaters. It's at $18.5 million in its second weekend of release.
I mean, so Megan 2.0, it didn't have a Morbius drop. It only dropped 63%. It didn't do the Morbius drop in the 70s.
Didn't have the Morbius heights, though, either.
That's the thing.
It was looking during the weekend. I was checking the numbers, and there was a 71% next to the 3-day for a while there.
Okay,
and it looked like it rebounded a little bit.
Okay,
I think because just more people went to the theater. The estimates are hard for a movie that's only making that little.
Right.
So right now it's tied. I think we both had Megan 2.0 out of the top 5, and that's the facts. It's not going to get any higher than 6th or 7th.
Is there any buzz at Barstool for Megan? I mean, here's the thing with Megan. In this new movie, she's taller.
Right.
She's supposedly hotter. I haven't seen the movie, but she is supposedly hotter. You have seen it. Is Megan hotter? Are the Barstool guys?
There's another robot that is like the bad guy is a woman who's more attractive.
Okay. Does she reach Babe of the Week levels in this movie?
I don't think so. The Megan thing, I'm glad you guys have kind of delved into this the last couple episodes, because the Blumhouse Megan thing to me is really fascinating. And it dovetails with me a little bit like the Elio Pixar thing. I think those are like the two big stories this summer have been like, what is going on with Pixar and what is going on with Blumhouse?
Yeah.
Blumhouse has 4 releases this year. I liked Drop. I thought it was a good movie. Didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Like Wolfman was a disaster. It's a bad movie, didn't make any money. I'm forgetting one, and then obviously
Death of a... Oh no, that's a different one. I'm sorry.
Woman in the Woods.
Woman in the Yard, which was
Yeah.
borderline like offensive movie. It's like that movie. The end of that. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't seen it.
No
I hear
spoilers on that.
She's still walking towards the house.
She's still trying to get there. Yes. So, but like the end of that movie is bizarre.
She's on the cock, so maybe I'll watch her on the cock.
Horrific. It's one of my 5 worst movies of the year this year.
Wow.
And then there's Megan 2.0, which is which I saw. Totally lacks the fun of the first one. Totally lacks kind of the obviously you guys talk about it in your show. Like the horror is gone. It's replaced with action. I just don't know like what Blumhouse is now. And you guys talk about like how like Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of new. All right, great. That's another sequel. Like, what do you guys got new? Everything you're putting out new right now is bad.
Yes.
Not working. And that's really interesting. And like, you're right, didn't have a Morbius level drop. But this isn't going to make 2 weeks from now. This won't make $1 million over the course of the weekend.
Right.
So this is a dead movie.
Yeah.
So,
it's going to lose so many theaters after this.
So many theaters. Superman's coming in.
Yeah.
It's
going to be one of those movies that's playing in what we call the janitor's closet screening rooms in theaters. If it's still there, it'll be the 5-seaters. Where it's
sheet.
Yes.
There's like a bucket turned over. You're watching it next to a bunch of mops.
You have to go like 9 miles just to get concessions.
Yes.
Like all the way.
Yes. You've got to actually turn the movie on yourself when you walk in. There's a sign in the screening rooms where Megan will be playing where it's like, turn the light off when you leave.
And you're asking if someone gets up to use the bathroom, should we pause it? I mean, that's
right.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So this Megan thing is a disaster. It's a true disaster for a studio that's already kind of been free fall. I mean, the good news is this movie is so cheap to make, so this isn't going to lose like Morbius money. This isn't going to lose like Captain America has lost way more money than Megan's ever going to lose.
Right.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, like so there's no comparison there. But this is troubling. And I know they had a lot of hopes in Megan being like a long-term IP for them. Like I think they first saw like a Megan 5, Megan 6, that's now like off the table. Like, and I don't know what they do now. Like obviously someone in charge is making bad decisions.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw Jason Blum. He's been going around doing Mea Culpa. He went on. There's an actor who has a podcast about movies that he went on his show last week to do a Mea Culpa. I think that's not enough. He's got to go. He's got to come on the BO Boys, do a Mea Culpa. He's got to stop by Barstool. He's got to, I think, all the different cities, because you're in what? New York, Chicago.
In Chicago,
Miami.
New York and Chicago.
You've got Shanghai. You have a Barstool location, right? He's got to hit all of them, do all the shows.
Jeff's in Austin. You go visit Jeff in Austin.
Go to Jeff in Austin. He's got to do what Pantsless Joe, right? Pantsless Joe's got a Barstool show.
I don't know who that is, but sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We hired, it's been a week since I've been back at work. So
you got to do Pantsless Joe's
They do a lot of hiring over 4th of July weekend, I'm sure. Big companies.
Yeah.
I was hired over 4th of July weekend.
You were.
3 years ago.
Congratulations.
That's
wow.
So I know that's considered to be a good thing or a bad thing for the company. But.
So HR was distracted by fireworks, and you snuck in.
That's the only way to get hired.
That's the smart move. They got to
set up a desk.
Yeah, I just pestered Dave until he finally was like, "Fine, just come into work."
So okay, so we're talking about Jason Blum going on his forgiveness tour.
Yeah.
So surely he needs to take the baloney on the butt, like. Surely,
if there's baloney left over from your appearance on Kirk
Minahan at lunch meat at Jason Blum's ass,
yes,
that has to happen.
Yeah, you put the whipped cream, you get the baloney. Yeah,
I like to throw after having to sit through one in the yard and having to sit through Meg. I wouldn't mind throwing some pieces of baloney at his ass.
You know,
I'd be up for that.
It definitely would endear.
Wolfman was bad. I would mind throwing some baloney.
Baloney at his ass.
Yeah.
Each one, and then you just say for each movie that's been bad, and there's been a lot of them. We listed them. We went through them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you go back to Night Swim and you throw a piece of baloney on his ass for that.
Wolfman had jumper cables.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Just keep going. You know. Megan 2.0, way too long. 2-hour runtime.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
So I love it. You're tossing bologna like a flying saucer.
Oh yeah. With a little bit of like a little whip to the wrist too. So I don't want it to hurt him. I don't want to hurt a man.
Okay.
That's rude.
It's not about hurting. It's sticking.
I want him to feel it.
You want,
I want him to feel that bologna touch the skin.
Yeah. You want him to know it's there, dangling, hanging, sliding.
Yeah.
But that is what he deserves for this last pretty much 2 years of Blumhouse slate. And if Jason Blum were to go on some Barstool shows, some morning hot radio shows, Z Morning Zoo shows, get baloney thrown at his ass ahead of, and I wanted to say Freddy Got Fingered. I always want to say it, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I think that would really help endear himself to the audience before that movie comes out, because I think that movie's going to need it. It's going to need that show of good faith of him going around getting baloney thrown at his ass.
What, is that all they have left in this slate? Do we know?
I think so. Yeah. I think that is their.
Well, when does Phone?
Oh,
Black
and
Phone
there's
too.
Black
Oh,
Phone.
Black. Yeah,
that's
okay.
next
Black Phone
summer,
1 was
right?
a good movie, right? I thought it was a good movie. Like, This is scary. It has some stuff going on. I actually thought it was a very competent thriller.
Yeah. Ethan Hawke was jacked.
Ethan Hawke, right?
Yeah.
Jack, but Ethan Hawke's always great.
Yep.
All in. Okay, great. Really enjoyed the movie. No need for a sequel. Like, talk about a movie with no need for a sequel. It's that one.
Yeah.
So
But he thinks that Ethan Hawke guy, what was the name of the Ethan Hawke Black Phone character? Did it have
forget.
a name?
I don't know if he had a name.
Was he just child molester guy? Was that the name of it?
You think they would have caught him earlier?
Right.
No,
Because he's going around calling
Right,
himself that at the bank. Yeah. But he thinks that is the new Megan, and we saw what they just did to the old Megan.
Yeah, and honestly, I would have said I would have said there's more likely to be a Megan 2 than a Black Phone 2.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
If you had asked me after seeing both originals.
Yeah.
But and the sad thing about Megan 2.0 ending like that as a franchise is that what other franchise is going to be able to use the 2.0 or the 3.0 or the 4.0? This was basically the last one, I feel like.
What was the movie with Travolta and Halle Berry where she takes her top off?
The Swordfish.
That
could be a Swordfish 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Net with Sandra Bullock could have been
You can
2.0.
make
That's
Net
true.
2.0.
Oh, Social Network 2. They're making that could be a 2.0.
See, that could be the 2.0.
Oh.
That might be the one, but I don't think they're going to do it. Sorkin
Probably
feels like
not.
he doesn't have the sense of humor to do that.
Well, I also do think that you can't do it now. I think if Aaron Sorkin had on his script, if he typed up Social Network 2.0 and then he's listened to the B.O. Boys, here's what the box office was for Megan 2.0, you gotta get the white out and cover up the 2.0 before you send him that script. You can't call something 2.0 right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Ethan Hawke's...
It's got to be dial up again. Social Network or relogin. That's what it is. You call it Social Network relogin.
So The Grabber.
The Grabber.
The Grabber.
That's right.
Yeah. How could we forget The Grabber?
It really, and I think Five Nights at Freddy's, big video game property, we really have a hard time imagining that bombing. But I do think there is a chance it's Megan bombs, Five Nights at Freddy bombs, The Grabber bombs. Like, you could see Blumhouse right now screwing up all three of those characters.
Well, the thing with that is that
and you should get like 10 movies out of each of those three.
Five Nights at Freddy's, like, definitely that should be the equivalent of your Jasons, your Freddy's.
Let me look up. I want to see what that made last time because I think that's a ceiling. I don't like. It's not going to exceed because a lot of people didn't like that movie.
It opened at like 85, I think, in that opening 3-day weekend. And remember. Go for it. I know you want to say it.
It was day and date.
Day and date on the cock.
On the cock.
It was day and date on the cock.
So the thing...
It opened at 80.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it only made 137 total.
Right.
So here's the thing, though. So
but remember, you got to factor in the cock.
That's true.
That. It was playing on the cock the whole time.
Try to. Yep.
And then the budget is low, and the thing that is when. He should go on his tour and go to all the shows and get baloney thrown at his ass. But right now he went on one actor's podcast and was talking about how, number one, there's too much horror, which you make horror. So why would you say there's too much horror?
True.
Number two,
he's not wrong though.
He's saying that the budgets need to get higher, which to me feels like the wrong direction to go, because then when you make a Five Nights at Freddy's that is a higher budget but still not as high as, say, the Minecraft movie, you're just going to have a higher budget movie that makes less money or makes the same amount of money as the low budgeted one you made previous to that. So him inflating these budgets is not going to help. Like if he would have inflated the budget for Megan 2.0, it wouldn't have mattered. It still would have
It wouldn't have mattered at all. That movie wouldn't have changed. Like that movie wouldn't have been better with more budget. And also, he's full of shit. He made a movie I just did this year, Woman in the Yard. It literally took place in a yard.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and like there's a house. The house in the yard. That's all it was. Like, you couldn't have made the movie any cheaper. Like me, the three of us could have made a movie the same budget. So like he's greenlighting these movies that have no budget for a reason. He's trying to, 3x, 4x the budget. Hopefully, maybe it'll hit top 5 in some random February weekend, and then you can make some money.
And it's worked for him before. I mean, it's worked before many, many times, but I think he's now at that level where A24 is in that same predicament where they want to do bigger budget movies, but it's like, what is the level they can actually pull off for it to make the money that it would require to not only make it for a higher budget, but promote it, because then you have to promote it more.
Right.
Because but they're not going to be able to battle something like Minecraft.
And the biggest budget that A24 is going to have is still going to look like shit compared to a real studio's actual budget.
That's the thing.
And why even delve in those waters? Like the CGI is not going to, like we saw it with Death of Unicorn, which I liked. You didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't.
But the CGI, like as much as I liked the movie, in that last act was abysmal. Like
Yes.
you can't keep up.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Jason Blum, he's gotta, you can't just be one show, the Mea Culpa tour. You gotta hit all the Barstool shows, and you gotta get baloney thrown at your ass before Freddy comes out. So Lilo and Stitch is plugging along. 28 days later, here's what I want to pose on that one. So it's now up to 60 million. Probably is gonna get it'll get to the 70s. It'll get to 70-something million. Yeah. There's the sequel that's already made and is definitely coming out in January. How confident do we feel today? It is July 6, 2025. How confident are we that they will complete the trilogy and there will be the third movie that supposedly that's the one that Cillian Murphy would be the star of? Do we think that they're going to get there based on this? I feel like they were hoping for more out of this first movie. I think they wanted this to be $100 million hit. It's not going to get there. You figure the second one in January will be a big drop off.
It might not. So I think Cillian Murphy is in the next one.
Okay, he's in the next one.
Now, how much he's in, I don't know.
I feel like that's going to be
how much can you actually promote him in the trailers? That I don't know.
Right.
This one, I will say, was pretty well received by critics, not as much by audiences. I feel like I'm not going to give away no spoilers on this show, but the first half and second half are pretty different movies.
Yes.
First half is more like what people want. Second half was more maybe like what critics want.
Yeah.
But the way it was framed for the sequel was going to be more, I think, what people want.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be more like action-packed, more like fight scenes, more things like that. And I think in the January landscape, it's going to be pretty thin. So I think it could actually do pretty well. I'm not saying it's going to make 70, but if it makes 50...
That's true. January, it is why the first Megan did so well, that it could come out and there's nothing else. I mean, listen, Mean Girls, The Secret Musical was a hit January 2 years ago
then
because nothing else
just
was
came
playing.
out, right? And that made just under 40.
Yeah.
Pantera, thank you. Yeah. And that, so I think there's a world where if that makes 37, 28, years later, whatever, Boneyard, or they're calling it, can make 50.
Okay, that is a good point, that even if it drops off from the first one, it'll just have nothing else coming out in January.
I would think so, especially for horror.
Yeah.
Like Jason Bob was right. There is way too much horror. Like, horror has now taken over where comedies used to be. Like, used to be a lot of comedies back when we were growing up. Those are gone now. They don't exist. And now, instead, we just get twice as much horror, which a lot of the horror is good, but, it is kind of a bit of an onslaught of horror.
Right. Elio, did you like Elio? Have you seen Elio?
I did see Elio. I wouldn't say I liked it. It's a perfectly fine family film. It's bad Pixar.
It's bad Pixar. Okay.
Yeah, like when I see the Pixar, title card come up, I'm expecting a certain kind of quality.
Yeah.
And this did not have that. This did not have like the creativity. I can understand why. I'm not surprised. I didn't expect this to fail like this. This is crazy. This is bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to do like, Inside Out numbers.
It is.
This is bad.
It is going to make less than $60 million total. Is that where we're at here? It is currently
it'll make...
No, it's at 55. So it'll get into the 70s, 80s.
Yeah. The international money's not good either.
Oh, my God. I mean, okay, Jason Blum's on a Mea Culpa tour. When does Pixar go on a Mea Culpa tour? And who goes from Pixar? That's the question.
Well, it should be Iger, right? Because he didn't he like fuck all this up?
Should Iger go? I mean,
I don't know. Like, I feel like what when we were like up until like 10 years ago, we knew what Pixar was, right?
Yes.
The highest quality family entertainment.
Yes.
For the most part,
Yeah.
And then now they started throwing stuff on streaming. Some stuff isn't on streaming. And then like they're putting out movies like this, which are definitely a step below, like a WALL-E, which also dealt with space and stuff. I mean, you can't even compare WALL-E and Elio. Maybe that's not fair, but the same movie company, so I'm going to compare them.
Right.
Like, so you're getting lesser quality, getting half of their stuff on streaming. They're a confusing brand now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who apologizes for it. I mean, do you dig up John Lasseter and send him around? Like maybe they pay him to go get baloney thrown at his ass on these radio shows?
Did he get canceled? Who got canceled from that?
He did get canceled. So I mean,
you could break.
He'd be willing to take the check
I'm
to do
sure
that.
He would, but like at that point,
doesn't mean
kind of beating a dead horse, aren't you? I mean, he's already been embarrassed.
Yeah,
I might like the baloney too much.
Yeah,
because then it's not a punishment.
That's always the problem you run into when you have a baloney in the ass based apology tour. Is what if the person likes it? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, okay, Bob Chapek. I know he's not there anymore.
Chapstick.
Bob Chapstick. Do you bring back Bob Chapstick and force him, say, listen, if you still want that golden parachute, whatever payments he's still getting for the next couple of years, you got to go do a mea culpa for Pixar, get baloney thrown at your ass.
What was the first movie they put on streaming?
Was it Soul?
I believe it was Soul.
Whoever made that decision, and if it wasn't entirely COVID-based, I kind of understand. Families needed something to watch. Whatever the first movie they put on streaming that wasn't COVID-related necessarily,
yep, that
person should have to go on an apology tour.
I believe it was Soul and then Luca, right?
Yeah, that's Bob Chapstick. It's, I mean, the
and those are both pretty. I'm not a big cartoon guy.
Right.
Those are both pretty well received, right? Now, I think Soul was strictly because of COVID. I could be.
It was December 2020.
So that's okay. So that's a pass. Like,
but
that was good
now for the apology tour for Pixar, I think you dig up old mistakes and you force him to apologize for them.
Sure.
I think Bob Chapstick has to go around and apologize, and he should apologize for Elio, even though it's come out 2 years after he left the company. Make him apologize for all of the last 3-4 years of Pixar.
What do they have next? I don't even know.
I mean, we've been talking. It's got to be a Flushing Dory movie. It's got to be you got to
like The Incredibles or something like that.
There's Incredibles.
Right?
We get a Cars 4 quickie out there. Like, it's going to be a sequel. It has to be a sequel.
I think you're
at this
right.
Point. So let's get into, all right, before we talk dinos, one more, F1 the movie. So the second weekend, 54% drop. So under what a number one movie usually drops, a better hold than usual, but not a incredible hold that we were hoping for. I think we were hoping that this movie doesn't make 35 million at second 3-day weekend. It didn't do that. So where are we at with this F1 run?
I think the numbers are a little deceiving here.
Okay.
So this isn't a traditional weekend, right? Obviously, Friday's July 4th.
Yep.
So I think because of that, I think we got to give them a little bit of a break, or maybe lean harder on those Wednesday and Thursday numbers. Like, all right, like when did the holiday week start? People had plans on Friday. Also, this is kind of a dad movie. A lot of dads are man in the grill. A lot of dads are getting the fireworks going. I just think this is. I liked F1. I didn't love it. I liked it. Other people love it, which is great. It's an awesome summer movie for sure. It does everything you want a summer movie to do, including shutting your brain off. Like it hits a lot, it checks a lot of boxes. I think it's a movie that will play well to adults. I think it's going to have a decent hold throughout the summer, even because think about what's coming up next. You got Superman, Fantastic Four. Those are more, I say, kiddie movies because I'm excited for both of them, but they are more kiddie movies.
Yeah.
This is a movie for dads.
child's men.
Yeah. This is something that I think could have. This will still be in the top 10 come August. I think. Like, and that's a pretty safe bet. But like, I think this is still going to put up decent numbers for the next couple weeks.
Okay.
So the numbers are the numbers for sure. But they may not be as damning as they look.
Okay. So Clem, what do you think of that? Chris Klemmer is calming the masses that there wasn't a, only 40% drop for F1.
Well, so this, I totally agree, because I do think this is a long game, because obviously this isn't the same sort of person who goes to see the other summer movies. This isn't the people who are going to go see Superman. These aren't the people who are going to go see Fantastic Four. I do think there might be a little crossover with Jurassic, just because dads and guardians are taking the little ones to see the dinos, because they're good dads and they're good guardians, right? But I agree with the Friday thing. These dads are over-indexing on, buying hot dogs, manning the grill, going to baseball games, doing the American thing, and F1's going to be there, I also think the Dinos did not take the IMAXs, but they did boff a bobo at the Dolbys. So there's a lot of people going to see this movie in Dolby. But I think people are going to come back around and see F1 for the first time, for the second time. I've heard a lot of people see it more than once. Again, there's more in the marketplace than there was when Maverick opened. I think that's the thing, is like, you can't look at this as a Maverick 2.0 because it's not that. But I think this is going to have long legs. I do think you're going to see a very minuscule drop next weekend for this. And so I think that this thing is a long game for sure.
Okay.
And the day-by-days were great.
The day-by-days were really good this week for F1. And I think it's very important to follow the day-by-days when it comes to F1. Because, Friday was 4th of July. I guess I'm skewed by, like, you guys are... the dads who man the grills. I mean, my dad, he ordered pizza and that was it. He was done for the 4th of July. What are we putting, a barbecue on the sidewalk? We're ordering some pies and then go see a movie. So I think the all-American dads, they're out there grilling. They're not seeing it on Friday. They will be back. So we predict the dads will return this week.
Oh, I think so. I think so.
I think what Clayton said. I think we should hopefully see not a very big drop off next week for this movie.
Okay. Let's get into it then. The Dinos, Jurassic World Rebirth. So in the 5-day, they're at 147 million. And that's the number that Universal has been pushing out there in the press releases. They're trying, because this is lower than some of the 3-day weekends for the last few Jurassic World movies. But if you go by the 147 overall, it looks pretty good. Are the Dinos as strong as ever? I'll throw that out there. Chris Klemmer, you've seen these Dinos. You've seen these numbers. Are the Dinos waning, or are they as strong as they've ever been?
So I think there's a little clarification here, at least for my part. So I don't usually look at international numbers.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't. I probably should look at them more. I just don't look. I just always looked at domestic. It's what I've kind of grown up doing. It's kind of where I look.
Yeah, you're all American. You are Americana personified.
Absolutely.
You are a walking American flag.
Yes, I've often been told that. This movie, I was looking specifically at the international because it's all that matters. This movie is made for not just American audiences. Clearly, it's made for international audiences where they make a good chunk of money. You look at the last, especially the Chris Pratt ones, right? So Jurassic World made 1.7, Fallen Kingdom 1.3, Dominion made 1 even. This is now off to a 318 start.
Wow.
So I think because of that number, more than even the 147, absolutely. Now, is this hitting the same heights as we saw in America with the other Jurassic movies? No, but it's doing pretty damn good. Doing more than reasonable enough to make another one. And when you mix that in with that pretty strong international money that looks like it's coming in, then this is a success.
Yeah. Right now it's over 300 million worldwide. It could make a billy. And if it doesn't, at this point, it's going to come close. It's going to be 800 million, maybe 900, and possibly could get to a billy. So it's going to be a total success for a movie that they rushed into theaters because they just realized, oh shit, we don't have a summer movie. Universal basically realized that 2 years ago that if they don't make a Jurassic World movie, they didn't have a big summer movie coming out this year. And now they're going to end up with a billy. So, Clayton, I've seen this film. I saw it last time, my wife. Chris Klemmer has seen this film. you have not seen the Dinos. When you look at this $300 million worldwide opening weekend, does that make you want to go see these dinos on the big screen? Be a part of culture, which the dinos are still our culture.
Well, no, I mean, I don't live in the world. I live in New York fucking city.
Okay.
So I go where that goes. It's fine that 2 out of 3 of the people on this panel right now saw this movie. I don't need to see the dinos. I've seen enough dinos for my lifetime.
Wow.
I have this movie in the draft, and I don't care enough to see the dinos.
ScarJo, though, what about that? You've never seen ScarJo interact with Dino.
Why now? I know you think she's super hot and everything physically because you said that on the show.
I mean,
which doesn't really matter to the show.
I wanted to make a clarification because our guest on the last episode, the ace Eric Weber,
he was very a big fan of Scarlett.
He's a big fan. When I said she's not at her hottest, what I meant was star power wise. This is and listen, I'm someone. I recently rewatched Ghost World. I mean, that's her at her star power.
Be careful.
She's going on her star
I would say
power.
She's more attractive now.
I'm saying star power. I'm saying star power in that respect. He was saying
that's the movie you go to is Ghost World.
Listen, it's a good film.
It is. It's a good movie.
She's not currently at her star power peak.
Okay.
I'm not saying
her star power peak was Lucy.
Was Lucy,
yes.
Of course.
That was the one.
Well, honestly, though, maybe it is now.
Okay.
With this movie,
her Q rating was the highest it's been in a while because she's always on SNL.
Right.
She's, she is become an elder statesman in the way that some other actors have become. People know who she is. But I don't think butts in the seats. The dinos are the show here. This proved
you don't think it's Mahershala Ali and ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey.
It's dinosaurs, but
it's dinosaurs, and I think this shows that this franchise is almost endlessly refillable in a way that other franchises aren't. Because even though this didn't make as much as the last one, the fact that there's been so little break with the dinos and they were able to crap out this movie that nobody seems to really love and it's doing this sort of business, I think that means that dinos are just a steady thing that you can always pump out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with what you said, Clayton. Yeah. I guess my overall point is I think she's a bigger star than she was last year. Because Fly Me to the Moon didn't work, right? That didn't work. But I think because of this movie, she now gets a bump.
Yes.
But this movie would have done nothing without the dinosaurs. Obviously, but the dinosaurs are the reason this movie's making all this money. There's no question about that. I mean,
Is there a version of this that is a bigger hit if they had more of the moment stars? Because with Jurassic World, that one hit the highest heights because they were going to the park. Everyone wanted to see them actually open the park. But you also had Chris Pratt at the height of his stardom.
You also had a 14-year layoff?
You had the layoff, but is there a version of this where if they had cast it differently, it's even bigger, or that doesn't matter at all? I mean, if this is the Mr. Beast starring Jurassic World, where
I show Speeds on the boat.
Mr.
Beast on the boat.
It's you're doing the Beast games on the dinosaur island. Things go wrong. I Show Speed's got to go out there and save Mr. Beast. If it's that version where you've got very of the moment hot stars.
What's that guy? What's his name? The guy who started the riot in Union Square over the one.
That guy.
Kai Sennett or whatever.
Yes, if you have Kai Sennett, you have I Show Speed. You've got Mr. Beast, of course, Logan Paul. And they're the stars of Jurassic Park. Is that movie even bigger, or it doesn't matter? It's just the dinos.
I was thinking going the other way with having Mahershala Ali and ScarJo Johansson, Academy Award level or winning,
right?
In these case, actors.
As of now, I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
Mr. Beast.
That's true. So they're trying to maybe get in people kind of the snobby New Yorkers like Clayton to go. All right, maybe you'll go see this because it has some award caliber actors in it. Of course, it doesn't matter because this movie is so dumb.
Yeah,
but it didn't trick Clayton. But maybe I think that's kind of the route they were trying to get. We'll try to get because David Kopp wrote this. He wrote Black Bag and Presents, two of my favorite movies this year. He's a brilliant writer, but obviously, if you watch this movie, it's not a lot of great writing going on here.
Right.
It's a dumb dinosaur movie. I don't think it really mattered who they cast in it. And people are going to show up and see it because it's July and people want to see dinosaurs.
But I do think to your point though, Chris, is that it does. If you would have gone with complete unknowns for this, there would have been a level of people being like,
yes,
ooh, okay, so this is low, but like this is low priority, low budget. You did have to get people that could act.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I do think you needed that. Right. So
like Scarlett Johansson's almost just a shows the public we paid someone a ton of money to be the star.
Yes.
Right.
So we care about this to that extent.
Right. Like basically, audience, what ScarJo's quote is. We paid her quote. Mm-hmm. Therefore, this movie is a certain quality level that you could feel safe at.
Yeah, and she can go on late night talk shows. How much value those still have, but she can go on, press tours or when they open the movie, you can have nice photos. It makes it feel more important.
Yeah,
she can go on Lad Bible.
Yes,
with Mahershala Ali.
Yep,
and taste British versus U.S. snacks.
Yes,
I'm assuming he's British or no? Is he American?
I don't know. You
got to watch the episode. You haven't seen that episode of Lad Bible yet. I thought you watched every episode. The minute it comes out.
The thing with Lad Bible is sometimes there's a lag. Like sometimes you're seeing movies that came out like a month ago, and you're getting people eating snacks. And I still watch them, but it's like, hey, this movie already came out. I don't know who you're promoting this for.
Yeah, they're still airing. Every once in a while, you catch one that they filmed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that's when they have to like lift the mask, take a bite of the snack, put it back down. That's
Well, it's like when you go to a subway station, and it still has like one of a poster for a movie that came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of what Lad Bible is.
Yeah. Like there's still Book of Eli posters out in some neighborhoods. Yeah.
Did this movie frustrate you? I was very frustrated watching it. Like, because the original obviously is so good and so smart and so interesting. This is so safe.
Yes.
And it's just like, and I wondered then is like, if this was a better movie, could this make more money? But probably not.
Probably not. I mean,
I don't think it matters.
I don't think this is a very good movie. We're not critics, huh? Yet, I would say it's the third best Jurassic Park movie ever made. I think that it is, for me, better than The Lost World with a kid doing gymnastics to beat up a dinosaur.
Such a bad movie.
It's better than all three Pratt movies.
I've only seen 1.5 of the Pratt movies.
I've seen 2 of the Pratt movies in theaters and one that I tried watching on the cock and fell asleep during.
Dominion?
Yes, Dominion. I've never. The only Jurassic Park movie I've never seen all the way through is the last Pratt.
And that had the OG cast in it.
Yeah.
But people said it was like, I know people who are big fans, like it's unwatchable.
Yeah. It's mostly, from what I've heard, it's mostly about locusts, not dinosaurs.
Okay.
So I do think that this movie is...
Not a lot of locust bed sheets. Kids don't have a lot of bed sheets with locusts on them.
No.
And that's not, I'm not making a I don't have an opinion on it. I feel like maybe there should be more.
Would you say that there's more kids who have bed sheets with actual locusts that got in the house and are on their bed sheets than with locusts designed and printed on the bed sheets?
Probably.
Right?
Is there any bed sheets all insects, and then one of the insects on the bed sheet would be a locust?
Oh,
but I still think you're right. I think actual locusts would beat
it.
Bed sheet printed locust.
Yeah, I think that's the only case in which a kid has a locust drawn on
butterfly. It was a locust.
Yeah, cockroach. Yeah, snail. Yeah, you basically have to get all the way down to the bottom of the list where you're putting cockroaches, snails, and locusts on there.
Maybe the foot of the bed.
Yeah, that's at the foot of the bed.
Sleeps.
It's butterflies up top, and then it just gets more and more like signs of the apocalypse towards the bottom.
Yeah, so that you could that's the part of the sheet that you fold under the mattress. You don't even see the locust. Yeah.
You don't even know you had a locust.
Yeah, locust, dung beetles.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. This movie, there's 0 locusts. It's only dinosaurs. There's mutated dinosaurs, which I mean that is
cute dinosaur.
There's a cute. Okay. Do you think the cute dinosaurs are going to break through into the...
they're trying.
They're trying. They want that cute
Had the Ewok vibe all over it. They're trying. trying so hard.
Does that make you want to see this movie, Clayton? There is a dinosaur that a little kid puts into her backpack.
Okay.
For the entirety of the movie, a cute, tiny, squishy dinosaur that fits
Makes
into
cute noises.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like a Mogwai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but not as fun.
Not as fun, and it's
less creative, less fun. Mogwai.
Yes.
Okay. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Is
I
that
loved
enticing?
Mogwai. Mogwai was great.
Yeah.
We love a Mogwai.
Oh.
In this house, we stand a Mogwai.
Oh my God.
So
I'm just Googling it and seeing if I can find it, because if I can just find a picture of it, I don't need to go.
yeah, you've got to find this cute dinosaur, but you got to find it specifically a picture of it where it's in a child's backpack.
Okay.
'Cause that's when it's at its cutest. It's being carried around in a little backpack. Yeah, this movie is pretty dumb. I mean, it's also two different movies. I mean, we're not critics, but there's a movie
I found Dolores.
where the main characters
Yeah,
are
Dolores, yes.
mercenaries, the ScarJo, Mahershala Ali team, and then there's a
Mercenaries with a Heart of Gold.
with a Heart of Gold, of course, and then another story where there is a family who gets stuck in Dinosaur Island area. Do you think it's a better movie? And again, we're not critics, but if they had just went with one of those two. I mean, here's the thing. I think we both agree on this because we texted after I saw it. The best character in the movie is a stoner teenager from the family side who he's not a star. That's the problem is he's the best character, but he's not a famous actor.
He's
but
not Timothy Chalamet.
He's not Timothy.
No, not Timothy Chalamet.
If you had Chalamet play this kid who's like a stoner.
The kid was very good, though.
It was really good.
One good acting performance.
Yeah. I wanted to see him toke up with the dinosaurs. If he would have puffed some smoke into a T-Rex and the T-Rex
and evaded him somehow,
yes,
that would be good.
That would have been good.
That would awesome.
Will we ever get to that point in one of these Jurassic movies where finally the dinos are getting high?
Well, or they genetically modify these dinosaurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make a dinosaur bong, like make a dinosaur you can smoke weed out of. And then that's what you put in the backpack of the teen. Like, sorry, Dolores, I saw you. You're whatever. You're no Mogwai.
Right.
But like, if you have like a dino bong, like a living bong, you could smoke out of.
Yeah.
By the end of this movie, I was hoping for anything creative at all. I would have taken dinosaurs doing lines of coke. I would have taken the bad guys winning. I would have taken the dinosaur and started eating like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I think Scarlett Johansson is a very good actress.
A very good actress.
Very attractive.
But you
Yeah,
like
at this point, I'm like, I just want chaos. I want something different because, oh my God, this is the safest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But people liked it. I think a lot of people liked it, and it's making money. So, at the end of the day, I loved Black Bag. That didn't make a fraction of what this made in one day.
Right,
So,
right. So, we talk about something like Megan, where they took a chance and they said the first one was a hit and it was a horror movie. Second one's going to be an action movie. The first one, she's the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, Megan's going to be the hero. First movie, she's short. Second movie, Megan's going to be tall. They basically changed everything about the hit movie, and the second one bombed. So I don't think that the Universal's ever going to do that with Jurassic Park, because what is the incentive to change it up and say now the dinos are drug addicts and this is a drama, or they're it's about the dinos having an orgy and it's
the Me Too Jurassic World movie.
Right like what, there's not that incentive to do anything creative with these movies because this one's going to make a billy.
As the great Dave Colnane once said, play the hits.
Play the hits.
Just why fuck with the good thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So I guess
keep making these dumb movies, and people love people. I would say people enjoy them enough to keep paying money every 3 years to see them.
Yes, it seems like people are quick to forget they didn't like the last one. It seems like every time that is the public almost goes through some kind of, or they love them. I don't know. But I think to some degree they forget that they walked out of the last one not liking it that much.
This was sold as kind of a reset too.
Yeah.
So and for people maybe who are a bit more had higher hopes like me, or like, oh, this could actually be like a really interesting movie. Let's go, let's see what this can do here. We're disappointed. But if you were just kind of going to be like, all right, let's get a return to form of just seeing dinosaurs eat the expected people you expect them to eat one at a time, then you're
Right.
getting what you want.
And I mean, like you said, I mean, so when they did the reboot, they had Chris Pratt, who had come off of Guardians.
Yep.
And then you had Ron Howard, Dallas Bryce Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
That's how it goes.
Starts with Bryce. Wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Starts with Bryce. Yeah.
And they were not Academy Award caliber actors, right? I mean, not that they were bad actors,
Correct.
but they hadn't been nominated, whatever. They were more like younger, newer stars in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So this is sort of a move towards what if we had people with some accolades behind them? And ScarJo gives you the fact that she can be in popcorn stuff like the Avengers movies, but also do the Oscar thing. Mahershala Ali was supposed to be Blade. That's not happening. But he's a guy who was in 2 Best Picture winners.
Doesn't he have 2 Oscars? Yeah.
And he's got 2 Oscars. And so I think that is something that would be interesting to people who go see movies. It's not to me, but I think it worked enough to get you guys to go.
Yeah.
Was that a reason for you to go, Pat?
Listen, my wife, she just wants to see the Dinos.
Okay.
She went into it knowing this is probably going to be bad, but who cares? I want to see the Dinos. And so I don't think the actors really affected her one way or the other. I mean, we both came out of it thinking that the Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali character could have been combined into one character and just pick either one of them to play it, but they were pretty redundant within the movie. So, I mean, that would have been an interesting... Pay them both, put both their names on the marquee, but only one of them really needed to be in this movie.
True.
So one would just be a no-show job.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they both could have done the Lad Bible. I think you have them both promote it, but you really didn't need both of them to be characters in this movie.
Well, they could have just been different type of characters, and the script is better written.
You could have done that also. Yeah, but I'm looking to give people days off. But yes, you could have written a better movie where they had distinct characters with different goals and were interesting separately in their scenes. But also, you could have just had one of them just hang back in the trailer all day.
But this guy was working on Black Bag and Presents. Do you think he had time to really work on this script?
If you watch this movie, you'd see how he found the time.
Okay.
So
pretty quick writing job.
Okay, yeah. So he was like did 10 12 like 20 pages of that and then 1 page of Presents and really thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe like half of a weekend cook this thing up.
Do you think he used ChatGPT?
Okay.
It's not the worst idea I've heard because it is exactly what you'd expect this to be. And I think maybe that's why people also liked it. I was wondering too, let's say they release this movie in March when the weather's a little shitty or in like October when the kids are back to school. I think this movie does not do anywhere near as well. I think people want to go to the movies in the summer. This has kind of become every 3-year tradition of seeing these Jurassic Park movies, and it kind of just like checks the box. I can bring my kids to it. I know it's safe. Kids are off. Summer started. I like going to the movies in the summer. I kind of know what I'm getting in this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Where if you do this any other time of the year, this is a complete disaster.
They've never done a Jurassic Park movie other than in the summer, right?
Right?
I
distinctly remember the first one being in the summer. The second one's in the summer, right?
Second one summer. Jurassic.
I'm looking at it right now. Right.
Jurassic 3, I'm going to say is August.
July, June, July, May 22nd, the second one, and June 11th. All
Yeah. This is, and those big franchises. They usually do, if they go on long enough, end up everywhere at some point. Like they'll do a Christmas version and Star Wars.
They know they don't fuck with this. Don't release this because I don't think it works any other time. It has to be the summer.
There could be a Pavlovian sort of dinosaurs, air conditioning, right? Like in people's minds, like I see the dino movies and I know it's going to be cold there and it's when it's hot and I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be, and I know a lot of people talk about the lizard brain, whatever. I'm not Pete Holmes, but it is sort of like hot. Lizard brain, lizards, giant lizards in the theater. It's cold. Put my belly, on the cold floor.
Did you get that theory from reading Ramdas?
There's not people in the aisle with their bellies on the floor.
No, I haven't seen that yet. This year.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, I mean that could
I
have
did
been
it for Dominion.
That could have been what killed the Adam Driver. What was that? 65 million.
65.
Because that opened, I think, in March, and that movie, everyone hated it and it was bad. But maybe if that movie, the Adam Driver goes back in the past to fight dinosaurs movie.
He's a future man, and you think he's in the future, but he's actually in the past.
I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen this. I mean, it was a giant bomb 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was before you did your self-punishing experiment of having to see every movie that opened in wide release. But it was a big Adam Driver fights dinosaurs bomb from 2 years ago.
Jesus.
And it opened in the spring, right? It was February or March. If it comes out in July, maybe it does a little better, but I don't think any studio would have put it out in the summer. But yeah,
March 2023.
What was it called?
It was called 65.
Oh, terrible name.
65. Yeah.
It's like Roger Maris, like that Roger Maris movie, 61.
Well, that's what I thought initially. I was like, what is this?
Barry Bond's record? Yeah. Falls
right.
That's not good.
Right. Yeah, at that point, if you're using numbers there, it's either got to be like, it's got to be 69, it's got to be about the moon landing or about 69ing. I mean, we're not that kind of show, but hey, guys.
You made it that way.
Or it's got to be a home run.
Or a year, 2012. That movie made a lot of money, right?
Yes. Yeah.
2001.
Yeah. But no one thinks of 65 as a year.
No.
It's too long ago.
I honestly think about it as home runs.
Yeah.
If it's in the 60s, unless, like you said, it is like, unless it's in the font of a hippie font and it's 67, then I know it's about the 60s.
But 65 isn't that weird kind of tweener between like 60, the Camelot years and like Woodstock. 65 is kind of that. Was it Rubber Soul came out that year, right? Like
yeah.
Or right around. It's like that's kind of that weird.
It is. It's not late. It's not super late period.
It's not Sgt. Pepper,
and it's not. Yeah, and it's not
Love Me Do.
Yeah, it's not Love Me Do.
Yeah,
exactly.
Terrible all around for that movie. So the dinos. One thing I liked in this movie that I wish they had stayed with more. The movie opens in Brooklyn. And they talk about how, because the dinos are sort of still strewn throughout society based on what happened in the Chris Pratt movies. And they talk about how there's a dinosaur viewing area in Cobble Hill, Brooklyn.
Yes.
And I saw the movie in Brooklyn where I live. And I wish there had been more Brooklyn-based dinosaur action in this movie. Is that possibly a way they could go for any of these? Because they always end up just back on the island, just back near the equator. That's where they were. They were at the equator this whole movie. Can we get a Brooklyn set, and again, I guess this is changing the formula too much, but just give us a do the right thing with dinosaurs type of movie. Well, just one hot summer day in Brooklyn.
Kind of destroyed that in this movie. They said if the dinosaurs are not near the equator, they become like these decrepit.
I know.
That first dinosaur was so sad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, struggling, having a tough time. So I guess if you put dinosaurs in San Francisco or in New York or in Chicago or whatever, they're going to be like, all old and sad.
Yeah.
But you have to go to the equator now.
Yeah. But I will say, I know, because they show it's a brontosaurus, right, at the beginning. Who's in Brooklyn.
Very sad.
Barely move, and he's whimpering. Listen, I know a lot of guys from Brooklyn who basically look just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Guys from the old neighborhood, and they're doing fine. They're not
They
on.
got pensions.
They got pensions. They're years away from death. That's just how they are.
Didn't they say that dinosaur escaped? How the fuck did that happen? That guy was like so slow. How did he have escaped?
Yeah.
Well, he's fast when he was near the equator, and then he just.
But now he's in Brooklyn.
No, he escaped from a pen in Brooklyn.
Okay.
How would that happen?
Yeah. See, if you had seen the movie this weekend, you would have
you're
known
right. I sound so stupid.
That he wasn't at the equator at the time. He was in Cobble Hill.
It is a big movie.
It's a huge movie.
I sound so stupid not knowing that there was a brontosaurus in Brooklyn.
It's the biggest movie of the year.
Biggest movie of the year, possibly.
You do a box office podcast.
Yeah, it's going to make $1 billion.
It made $91 million.
Yeah.
Still last 3 days.
Yeah, this is not seeing, I didn't see Thunderbolts. This is the Dinos. It's going to make $1 billion.
Well, might make a Billy,
and you would have,
but maybe not.
You would have known dinosaurs whimpering around in Brooklyn. So
I do think the thing is, we saw this with the prequel to what is that movie? With the sound ghouls, the Pat, help me out. Silent.
Quiet Day. Quiet Place.
Oh, the Sound Ghouls.
Yeah.
Quiet Place.
That took place in New York.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the third one was terrible.
But you had the people who wanted to see the New York locations because they were New Yorkers, and then you had the rest of the country who wanted to see New York destroyed.
Yeah.
And so you had the best of both worlds. So that's why I do think a Dino movie with they figure out, they inject it with something like the dinos get their own shot. Like now we know what the jab is now. It's, people are on the Ozempic. You give the dinosaur the aging thing so that they can be away from the equator.
Right.
They get the jab and they can hang around New York, and then something happens with the jab and they go crazy. Then they have to, and it all happens in New York City, and people will have both those things where it'll be like, look, that's where my apartment is. That's the library I go to. That's my bodega. And then you can get the people in the middle of the country and be like, yeah, destroy it, stomp it, all that stuff.
Right.
I think that's best of both worlds. So I think that's a good idea for a movie.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah. So I want to talk about real quick. We've got promo partners here. We've got sponsorships with Jurassic Park. I love this. I love when a big summer movie has big summer promotional partnerships. And we've got a lot here with Jurassic Park. They've got promo partnerships, Jurassic World Rebirth. They've got Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper made 11 custom Jurassic-themed cans. Do you think that there's a Jurassic-themed Dr. Pepper can that has that mutated dinosaur from the end of the movie with the giant forehead? You know which one I'm talking about, Chris Coleman.
Yeah.
Do you think someone drank Dr. Pepper this weekend out of a can with that dinosaur's deformed, huge forehead? All he wants to do is kill people, eat people. You drink Dr. Pepper out of his mouth?
I would prefer that over the Dolores, the overly cute one. Because I feel like the Dolores one is manipulating me. That one, I feel like, hey, this guy's ugly, whatever you want to say about him. He got the weird forehead, whatnot. This guy's just trying to get through his day. Like, yeah, he's hungry. He's not. I don't think he's like an evil beast. He's just hungry. The Dolores thing was like, all right, dial it back. That's the studio trying to fuck with me. Trying to pull at my heartstrings. Like, don't manipulate me.
Yeah.
So I would prefer the mutated head.
So you go into 7-Eleven, which is also one of the Jurassic World partners. You go into a 7-Eleven.
Okay.
You open up your soft drink refrigerator there. You see a line of Dr. Pepper cans. You've got the mutated giant forehead evil dinosaur. You've got classic T-Rex, classic Brontosaurus.
Been there, done that.
You've got the sick Brontosaurus who lives in Brooklyn.
Oh, I feel sad. No, I don't want to be sad. I want to enjoy my Dr. Pepper. I don't want to be sad.
You won't drink that can. You see Dolores can.
No thanks.
You're thrown on the floor.
Give me the crazy forehead guy.
You're a crazy forehead guy. You haven't seen this film, Clayton, but do you know enough now to pick which Dr. Pepper dinosaur-themed can you would drink from?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I'd go with mutated guy. I'd go with mutated forehead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to fall for Dolores?
I might just go classic T-Rex for my Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why you enjoyed the movie more than I did. Kind of safe.
I just wanted to see T-Rex again.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Of course. No, I'm going with the sick dinosaur who lives in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's so sad. That guy was having a tough time.
Again, he's having a tough time, but I grew up with guys like that. They just had a bad day at the track.
Yeah.
They're not feeling great, but tomorrow they'll throw back a few. They'll put $100 on the Yankees. They'll be right back in the game. That dinosaur will be back. So M&Ms, there were Jurassic Mega Packs for M&Ms. How big do you think these bags of M&Ms got with the Jurassic Mega Pack?
60 pounds.
Well, I don't mind that.
Could be.
I don't mind giant, because that makes sense. I feel like dinosaurs are big. They would eat a lot. That works for me. Remember when Flintstones came out? It's when the McRib really kind of blew up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The McRib had already existed, but now it had kind of a tie-in, kind of like, all right, now we have this thing. So I feel like when the tie-in makes sense, I have no problem at all.
Yeah. It's like a big feed bag.
Dinosaurs are huge. I mean, they would want a giant 60-pound bag of
dino
assorted candies. That makes sense.
I hope that's the case. I hope these were at least 60-pound bags of M&Ms. We talked about 7-Eleven. They transformed 3 stores into Jurassic World Rebirth experiences featuring dinosaur decor, photo ops, and special merchandise. Love it.
I don't know if I love it. 3 stores? Either do it or, like, I don't know.
Yeah. You want every store to be...
Maybe every store have a little bit as opposed to 3 stores having everything.
Right. Spread it out. Yeah. I wonder what...
Imagine how confused you'd be if that was your 7-Eleven. You just run in there, grab a soda, and you're like, what the fuck? Dinosaurs everywhere?
Right. I mean, some people probably did get scared.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. There's some people going into a 7-Eleven just high as a kite in the middle of the night.
Want a Slurpee, and then,
yeah.
Nonsense.
And then there's then there's Dolores there, and they're like, what the hell is this? Why is there a dinosaur in a backpack? And Scarlett Johansson's skincare brand, The Outset, also got in on the action. And then I see an Instagram post here from The Outset with the quote, "You never know how much dirt lives on your face until you scrub it off."
Oh.
So there you go. I mean, man, she's just cashing in every which way.
Good for her.
She's getting
Why
the
not?
paycheck. She's got The Outset. Yeah, did any of the dinosaurs, now I'm thinking of it, did any of the dinosaurs use skincare products in the movie? Did Dolores, the cute dinosaur, did they put any like creams on her face?
Did she go back down into the backpack and come out with one of those like face masks on?
Oh, that would have been cute.
She always looked good though. She always looked like she was put together.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I wish this one dinosaur was taking a nap for a long time. And then eventually would wake up, but he took a nap. So I remember maybe he had some of the stuff on during his nap.
Yeah.
He had a big dinosaur yawn.
Yes. Yeah, he put a little like sleepy time lotion in his little dinosaur arms. Man, I love seeing stuff like that. And then of course Jeep got in on the action, and they were driving. That makes so
much sense.
Yeah, they were driving Jeeps, and now you could buy a Jeep in your real life. So
all the only fast food technically was 7-Eleven, sort of, and that's not even fast food. That's like lower than fast food. So there was no tie-in.
Well, it's tough because you had McDonald's had what, Elio. And then Burger King had How to Train a Dragon, which is doing well.
Yep.
Still haven't seen that yet. It's the one we haven't seen yet.
KFC had F1.
Really?
Yeah. KFC had F1
because you could have the bucket of, and we can't call it chicken, the bucket of C. You could have that in your lap while you're driving a car.
Yeah.
So it does make sense as a tie-in. You just have a bucket of C.
The chicken is because of the Minecraft and how Clayton will react, right?
Yes.
But isn't it chicken? It's something else. It's chicken.
Don't do it.
What was it called? What was the name of it?
Don't say it. Don't help him.
Gotta look it up.
Yeah. What is it called in the Minecraft movie? It was chicken.
You
something.
know what it is.
I forget.
Chicken something.
Crowd went crazy.
When someone is riding a horse in a race, what are those guys called?
Chicken jockey.
There
that's what
you go. And he had to throw the bottle of water across.
That was
the floor.
worth the trip right there.
So you got to sit in person in studio and see when you say CJ, Clayton had to throw something.
That's right.
Wow. Up close and personal. People would pay for the experience you're having right now.
What a value for
And someday they will. Someday they will pay
to
sit in this seat and watch as Clayton throws something across the studio. And then Quaker got in on the action here. Quaker Chewy. I love that the Quaker did the Quaker Chewy granola bar brand, because what are people to dinosaurs if not just like chewy little bars?
True. I would rather, remember when we were kids, they had that big like cylinder of oats, and you had like that Ben Franklin guy on there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Have the dinosaur be there.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be fun? I mean, oats are pretty boring.
Oats are pretty boring.
Like, dinosaur on the cover, like, all right, I'll have that if I'm a kid.
Yeah, put a little beard on the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, listen, there's going to be more of these movies. So
there's not many fast food left over. You're trying to compete, and you're Jurassic Park, and you're late to the party, and everybody else already has the thing. I guess you got to go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I mean, have we seen a Shake Shack type chain get on the action? One of these big
like
movies?
In-N-Out and
Are they so regionalized?
Yeah,
that's probably what it is.
But I mean, listen, the
In-N-Out did do a tie-in with Nymphomaniac. I remember that.
But only the unrated version.
Yeah.
They specifically said it has to be the unrated version.
Yeah.
Listen, the dinosaurs are living in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So do a Shake Shack tie-in. So want to read a message. Or do we have anything else that we want to say on Jurassic World Rebirth? It's going to make a Billy huge hit. Clayton should see it, right? That's pretty much
So wait, you're officially saying that this is going to be because it looks like Lilo and Stitch might not make it to a Billy. They're so close.
Are they like 975?
It's very close. So let me check because I think it's very, very close. But you guys are both saying this is $1 billion baby.
No, we didn't say that. We said over 850.
Yeah,
he said
it's got the chance. I mean, now
it's in the ballpark.
It's in the ballpark.
What you want if you're them, right?
Yeah. It's in the ballpark. It's got a puncher's.
Well, you want a home run. You want out of the ballpark.
Listen, you want a home run, but if you're
triple's pretty good.
It triple's great. Yeah.
So Lilo and Stitch 972. So
I think it gets.
It's gonna get there. Yeah.
$1 million for the rest of the world.
It's gonna get there.
What did it do in America? What did it do?
It's at 4. It's at over 400 at this point.
And what did it do this past weekend?
What did it just do?
Did it do double digits for the weekend?
So it
tied. Whatchamacallit, right?
Yes, it tied.
Megan.
Right.
So it did 4.
It's in the low 4.
Yeah. Right, so it's going to do another 10 just in North America.
Yeah.
So then you only got to find another, like 18 million? No, it's gonna do $1 billion.
And then
you can just find that in the couch.
Yes.
Yeah, and you attach it to some drive-ins with Fantastic Four First Steps at the end of July. You get it there. There's funky.
And I don't know if maybe had a later release in some other countries too. I think it'll get to.
And I think it's worth it if you're Disney. You buy, $6 million worth of tickets if you're low.
Yes.
Because why not? Because then you have that, and if Jurassic World doesn't make it, then you have the only $1 billion baby of the summer.
Of the year.
It's worth the investment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a message from a OG wannabe girl who wanted us to, and she loved it when she heard Chris Klemmer was going to be in studio. She really wanted you to help dissect this movie-related issue that she had.
Try to help.
So she says that, hey guys, I had a sex dream about Pedro Pascal last night. Despite him never really being one of my guys, and I'm wondering what you think this might mean about his current oversaturation in the media, and more importantly, what this means for Fantastic Four, a movie I could have actual sex in real life with Pedro Pascal and still never buy a ticket for. Please feel free to discuss on an upcoming pod. So let's get into that. We've talked a lot about this is the summer of Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
One of his movies come out. Eddington comes out next weekend. And then he's got Fantastic Four First Steps.
Even the spring, you had Last of Us. So
yeah, Last of Us.
This has been all Pedro Pascal the last few months.
And now we got listeners. And this is, again, she is a OG listener of the B.O. Boys, wannabe girl, having a sex dream about Pedro Pascal. Have we hit the point where now it's too much? Where now women are having sex dreams about him? Why would they pay a ticket to go see him in the movie theater if they are having sex with him in their minds from their own bed?
Well, I think there's something you said that you want to limit women having sex dreams. You seem to be once they have a sex dream, it's like you want to put a break.
No.
Very scarlet letter of you.
No, have their sex dreams, but will...
Was it The Handmaid's Tale? I feel like this is what we're dealing with here.
Full-on Handmaid's Tale.
It's not a Handmaid's Tale situation. There's
Big
no...
Handmaid's Tale
have whatever dreams want to have.
There's no red robes, or is it white robes with red trims? Whatever.
Like you don't know.
I'm not manufacturing
closet.
I'm not manufacturing them. I don't have a closet of them. So is this a good thing then for his box office? Has it worked?
Pedro Pascal is the closest thing to a classic handsome celebrity since George Clooney.
Wow.
Like I watch Materialist, I'm like, I get it.
You get it.
This guy.
Okay.
I get it. Like this guy's winning me over.
Okay.
I get it.
Are you having sex dreams about Pedro
not
Pascal?
Yet.
Not yet, but it's on the table.
Who knows what happens tonight?
Right.
No, but I think Pedro Pascal, I'm a big Pedro Pascal guy. I think he's a really good actor. I think he's good looking too, I guess, and if you want to add that to the thing. But I really I think he's a good actor. I think I enjoy seeing movies. I think he doesn't try to do too much, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
You watch Last of Us, and he carried that show for a year and a half. You could tell when he wasn't on it how much the show would drop off. Materialist, I thought the best scenes were the ones with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. I know Clayton isn't.
No.
Which he has this weird bias about 1960s stuff. That's all right. But I think we're all looking forward to the Ari Aster movie. So
I'm looking forward to Eddington. Yeah. I mean, the ace Eric Weber, our guest on the last episode, not looking forward to Eddington. He's, famously, Beau is Afraid, worst of the year for him. But I do
Nice,
think...
Seems like a nice man. Very grumpy.
He's...
Or very volatile. I mean,
very
grumpy.
volatile.
That's not the word, grumpy. Volatile.
I think he would want to be labeled as volatile.
I'll give him not grumpy, volatile, because he had a good energy to him. But volatile.
A volatile energy, which is that's his brand.
Yeah, okay.
So...
he's like fireworks.
Yes. Yes.
Fun to look at, but you can't get too close.
You might get burned.
You might lose a hand.
I don't want him booing me in a theater or whatever he was doing to Beau is Afraid.
No. Yeah, that's how someone loses their stomach, is if they get too close to the Ace Eric Weber. Very volatile, in a great way. But so what do you think, Clayton? We've got a wannabe girl having sex dreams about Pedro Pascal, but she did say she would not see Fantastic Four First Steps even if he had sex with her.
See, that's the key in that message, is that the question of what is this going to do for the box office, for her, it's obviously going to mean nothing, because she is like, I had my moment with him. I don't need to see him on the big screen.
Well, I will follow that up with, she followed up with a message this morning, because she did go with her husband to see The Materialist. We went to see The Materialist tonight. And Materialist was so bad. Wow. She did the wow. And she says, it makes me question if Past Lives was actually good or we're all just unhinged. So there you go. A lot going on with this listener's life. Had a sex dream about Pedro Pascal. It did then inspire her to go see Materialist in what? Its fifth weekend at this point?
Poor husband. He has to watch her watch Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Tough.
He did have to sit through that. But you know what? Marriage is a long road. Sometimes you gotta sit there and take it.
I mean, this speaks to
I went to see the Dinos for my wife, and her husband went to go see Pedro Pascal.
Your wife wasn't having dreams about divorce. I don't think.
I don't ask.
Okay.
I don't ask.
Probably the healthiest way to live, right?
Yes. Maybe she's emailing.
You can't help your dreams.
Exactly.
No, her fantasies are her fantasy.
What do you do?
And listen, the big head dinosaur, maybe that's a thing.
She's dreaming about that, then that's fine.
Yeah. And
no, you were saying
no,
about your wife and the bumpy dinosaur.
About dinosaurs, no, I think we've covered that part of it. So
you didn't. There's nothing more to that.
No, nothing more to that part. Yeah.
Okay, so I think with this is that if you are somebody who is having sex dreams about an actor, barring this wannabe girl, you're more likely to see the movies, right? So, like you said, went to see Materialist. I think these people might have already seen Materialist, couldn't get their fill, and now they're going to go see Fantastic Four. But this begs the question of, like, how much of his online daddy persona is actually going to translate to people wanting to see his movies? Materialist, that's a good question, because who actually did people want to see in that movie? Was it Dakota Johnson? People said that, but they also said the cast in general.
And even the director, like Celine Song, I saw people went to see because of her.
I honestly think that, other than Pedro Pascal, it's a Marvel movie, Fantastic Four. And I know that it's in the 60s, which I do hate, but it is like a test of whether he is a guy people want to see. Because other than him, Vanessa Kirby doesn't bring anybody to the theater. The guy from Stranger Things who plays Johnny Storm isn't bringing anybody. We love him. Desi, Marnie's husband, we love him. But he's not even you barely see him in this movie because he becomes a thing. I'm not going to see it for Desi's husband. People are going to go see this movie, a general audience, because they're interested in Pedro Pascal and whether he can lead a big budget franchise movie, I think. And then you're going to get the MC Bazinga Bros are going to go see any of it to try and keep it alive, so they have some reason to get out of the house. But I think that's going to be the main draw, is the people who've had those sex dreams about Pedro Pascal, are they going to translate into ticks?
Right.
Is imaginary dicks equal ticks?
Does it help Eddington? Do the sex dreams help the box office for Eddington?
Well, if Pascal is a big star, and like for women of a certain age, like kind of like, hey, this is the guy we want to be with.
Yes.
Then sure. I don't know if that movie is. I think it coming out in the summer is a mistake. I'm not too thrilled about that. I think it's more of a fall movie. But then maybe you deal with kind of the onslaught of just critical I feel like that movie, I'm very intrigued by it. I think a lot of people who love movies are intrigued by it, but that's a fraction compared to people that actually go see movies.
Right.
So
right.
I don't know. I can see that falling through the cracks where maybe people like me, the three of us are more interested in seeing it. I got to push back a little. So I think you guys are way too hard on Marvel lately. So Captain America stunk. It was a bad movie.
Yes.
No question. Not gonna lost money. Wasn't good. I'm not gonna defend it. Thunderbolts, you guys shit all over it. That was actually an entertaining movie, and it did some things differently. It took some creative risk. When I say creative risk, I mean like how it was shot. There was some care put into it. Now I know, I get it. The ad campaign trying to make it seem like a A24 movie, very corny. I'm not defending how it was marketed.
Lost money.
Didn't lose as much as Captain America, though. I will say. I know now we're talking splitting hairs a little bit.
Yeah, but no, it's a better trajectory.
And for what it was, also Thunderbolt. So the fuck is a Thunderbolt compared to Captain America, which then goes into Fantastic Four. Now, I think Fantastic Four is a bigger name than maybe you're giving it credit for, in that it's not just Marvel Bros. And Pedro Pascal. I think there is a middle ground where someone might be interested in Fantastic Four. But then it's hard for me to say that in the same breath, and we saw what Captain America did. Now, that came out in February, but Captain America is a bigger name than Fantastic Four, and that barely got to $200 million domestically.
Right.
So, but I do think, though, these movies, though, I'll be the first one to shit on Marvel. The first one. Marvel is exhausting at times. I'm with you guys 99% of the time. But when they do actually put some effort in, and they do actually make a movie that's a bit more interesting and taking some risks, then we have to then give them a little credit, give them a little bit of flowers. Like, we can't always shit. That's my opinion. And I'm trying to go in there with open mind to Fantastic Four. I like Pedro Pascal a lot. I like the Fantastic Four. I think they're interesting. I'm hoping this works, and maybe I'm a huge DC guy. I'm really hoping Superman works. But I also might be just putting my heart ahead of my brain here.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we have neither of us ended up seeing the Thunderbolts. I think after the Instagram video where Miss Flo was struggling to pull that poster to reveal that it was renamed the New Avengers, it really would have taken a lot to get us to the theater after having to witness that video. Just the looks on Miss Flo's faces when she was forced to do that.
Yeah.
That kind of was the death knell for the box office of that movie. But we haven't seen it, so maybe it is, like you said, more interesting.
I think it did 190 with Captain America did 200 domestic. Look, that's not where Marvel used to be. That's not where Marvel needs to be.
Is that where Fantastic Four First Steps is going to end up? Do you think this ends up way more than that?
Oh my God, if it does that, then
I think it might make a little bit more than Captain America.
How much more?
10 million more, maybe.
Oh no! If that happens, then there's problems.
Yeah.
Then the problems are gigantic.
Yeah.
Because you could excuse Captain America. Hey, it wasn't a good movie. Came out in February. Okay. It doesn't have Chris Evans. Okay. You can excuse Thunderbolts. What the hell is a Thunderbolt? No one knows. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Fine. There's no excuse here. It's fucking July. It's Fantastic Four. It's Pedro Pascal. It's a movie that's been marketed to death. If this does 210, if this is under 250, then I don't know what happens to Marvel. I don't know what the next steps are.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what you do.
Right.
Like, beyond it, like, what is this? Do you just make cheaper movies? I don't know what you do.
Yeah. Well, because no matter what, it's Fantastic Four. Then it is a year and a half off until Doomsday
Is it
in
that,
December
is it be that
2027.
Long? That might be a good thing.
I think that's a good thing.
Great thing.
I think that's a good thing.
And they need this to be a big hit. They need this to be a big hit because then they can sort of reset after that. They're like, okay, we had a big movie that was a big hit that people liked, and they're gonna wait for the next thing. I'm sure they're gonna throw in some stupid show like they did. They put out Ironheart, and I'm sure they were like thinking after Thunderbolts and after Captain America, they're like, we got this Ironheart and we got to drop it because everybody's complaining about how there's too many of the shows.
Right.
And so when like Thunderbolts was getting this sort of good buzz and blah, blah, then you were hearing Ironheart's coming on D+. And I was like, just shelve it. Just put it in the vault with The Day the Clown Cried, with Batwoman, with
Batgirl.
With Batgirl, with Glitterati. Put it in there, right, and just forget about it. Pay all the actors whatever you want to do. Sell it at truck stops and DVDs, but don't put it on Disney+. And because that's the sort of thing that people dislike, And I'm like, if this Fantastic Four movie does poorly, then there's going to be a scramble. There's going to be so many reshoots in Doomsday.
talk me through this. It's okay. So you're Marvel. You have a movie come out in February.
Yeah.
May, July, a year and a half. Why not just have? I know obviously everything has to tie together, which is annoying and a reason I don't like Marvel for sure.
That's the thing.
Agree. Why not have Thunderbolts come out in fucking December then?
Right.
Why do this? Why smash everything in like a 4-month period and then have a year and a half off?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to rip the Band-Aid off with those last 2 movies and just get them out of the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's very. I think on one hand, with the Pedro Pascal thing, it's clearly worked. The marketing of him, where he is fully in the brains of these women, but if they don't come out and buy tickets to his movies, and it helped Materialists. I think these sex streams, for sure, help Materialists. I think Eddington's a tough sell to have a sex stream to then want to go see him in a 2020 set dour drama. And I don't think any of these women are having sex streams about Joaquin Phoenix. So you're kind of offset there.
Yeah, and if you're having a sex stream about Pedro Pascal, he's not wearing a mask. Like
he's not wearing a mask.
He's not wearing.
But he might be wearing it. He is in Eddington. He is sort of in like a cowboy getup. Right?
Yeah,
he is. So I think I will follow up and actually message us after this. The wannabe girl, the OG who had the sex stream by Pedro Pascal. She didn't let us know what he was wearing. So if he wasn't a cowboy or sort of like
or
modern
tuxedo,
West
Materialists
or a tuxedo, yeah, clearly he wasn't in the Mr. Fantastic getup in her sex stream.
Yeah.
But maybe he was wearing the sort of like modern West getup that he wears in Eddington. And if that's the case, then yeah, she might be buying a ticket to Eddington in a couple of weeks.
I think Eddington's gonna do really bad. Materialists, you knew what it was about. It still made what, 30 million?
It made over 36, I think. What I saw.
We'll call it 40. Then.
Yeah, it just passed the total gross of 500 Days of Summer, which was a comp that the great Anthony D is for calling his readers dummies. D'Alessandro made in his Sunday write-up,
but not this weekend.
Not this weekend, actually. Yes, he did. He did pose a rhetorical question in. Oh, here it is. Just real quick on Anthony. In his Sunday write-up today in Deadline, he posed a rhetorical question, but he didn't call his readers dummies. He wrote, "How's summer going? For the most part, very well, thank you."
Oh,
so there you go. You were waiting for him to say, "Thank you, dummies."
Yes.
But he didn't write that. But yeah, so Materialist
knew what it was about, made 40 million.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a rom-com, like you say.
What's at 33 at the moment?
We'll say 40.
Yeah. It'll get to 40.
It'll get to 40.
It'll get to 40, yeah.
But it's a love triangle kind of movie. Right?
Yeah.
One guy's rich, one guy's poor. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. Eddington, Abington, what is it called again?
Eddington.
It is
Eddington. I don't know what the fuck it's about. It's about town apparently. But no one know. The regular person's readers know what it's about.
Yeah.
No.
Is that going to do half of this? I would say no. I just don't know what.
Well, what did Bo make?
Bo ended up in the 20s, I think. I do think it got to 20. I think it may have gotten to 20. I mean, the big hook of Eddington is that it takes place in the pandemic. I don't know if that's a hook, and I don't know if that capitalizes on sex streams about Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I would say no. But I don't know. So yeah, that movie I have concerns about. Where are you guys on Superman? It's coming out next week.
Pat, I'm sorry. Bo is Afraid made $8 million.
Made $8 million. Okay,
Pat,
there you go.
That's
20. You said 20.
That's lying.
I you know what? I loved the first hour when it was set in A Nightmare in New York, and I just thought that got it to 20. Yeah.
Superman, are we excited for this?
I'm getting
super amped up, but maybe I shouldn't be.
Well, here's the thing. I'm very excited to see it now. I am excited. I saw some more trailers for it. I want to see this dog. I want to see Crypto the Super Doge.
We should go on Saturday, if you're around.
I am unavailable on Saturday.
Right, sorry,
I'm unavailable.
Yeah, see what happened?
But
I'd ask you, but
you know my answer.
Yeah, that's right.
Hold on, let me get a shovel and dig my hole deeper by saying yes.
All right, it's fine. It's fine. You're a busy guy. You're a popular guy. I'm not.
I can't wait to see this though. I'm at can't wait to see it.
I'm really excited to see this.
I'm not excited. All I've heard from critics, who are close to the show, have given us their reviews. Not actual views, obviously, because there's an embargo, but their opinions, and they've all been bad. They've all been bad. They've all said this is a miss. This is a rare miss.
Take your anonymous cowards and tell them to go stand in the back of the room.
Yep.
Okay, well,
While the rest of us heroic people who are not afraid to put our names, are not afraid of fake embargo. What's going to happen? You UN going to step in? There's no embargo, my ass.
Well, we are
Speak the truth.
We are going to have on our next episode, on our preview for Superman episode, David Thompson of The Direct. He's not one of our sources.
No.
Who has given this a bad review.
No.
He will have seen this movie by the time he gets on air. I think he will be...
He'll be so honest. He is the superhero guy.
Yes. He's our chief superhero correspondent. So if we get on, because he doesn't live in New York City, so it'll be he'll be remote. If he logs on to the StreamYard... and we'll see it on his face immediately.
Oh, I know.
We'll know immediately on his face whether he's up or down on Superman.
This is why the one reason why I want Superman to be good is because when we turn on that StreamYard, David Thompson and that beautiful Punim.
Yep.
If he's got a frown, that famous smile turned upside down,
I won't be able to
I'm going to be upset.
That.
And I'll tell you what, my mom's going to be upset because my mom loves David Thompson. She thinks he's a nice boy.
Yeah.
She loves when he's on. And she will be so sad if David Thompson is sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll all be sad.
We'll all be
It'll
sad.
be a country in mourning.
What do you... We'll start wrapping up on this. What is it about Superman that is exciting you most, Klemmer? How did they
it's
get
Guy
you?
Gardner, of course. It's
I do like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm a DC guy. I grew up in DC. I love Batman. I love Superman. I grew up with Superman back when I was a kid. It was the only movies were the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. So really, really always loved Superman. I really want the DC universe to be something like that works in movies. We haven't seen that yet. I've seen sporadic things here and there that have worked really well. Christopher Nolan Batmans and the Tim Burton Batmans. But we haven't seen like a true DC universe on screen that's worked. And it'd be really cool if that could happen. So I'm really hoping, because if this fails, the way Marvel's box office is going, if you're Warner Brothers, do you invest more money in superhero movies?
No way.
Probably not, right? I'm like, let's figure, like you guys have said in your show, like maybe we do video games, maybe we find another IP to kind of go after, but like,
right.
You're not getting enough bang for your buck.
Right. You just do Batman movies.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And Joker.
And Joker, right.
But
the second one, they didn't try. Like, that was a intentional punt.
But I don't know if you do standalone Joker movies anytime soon.
But you can do a standalone Penguin series. Like, you do other shit like that, which was very good. But, like, the actual, like, DC universe on screen has never really been done right.
Right.
This is a chance to do it. And if this doesn't work, I don't know when you get this chance again like next 20 years. Like if this fails, because I think people are going to pivot off superhero movies as it is.
Right.
You're already kind of seeing the diminishing returns on Marvel. Like we talked about, Fantastic Four doesn't do 250, then oh my god.
Right.
So I don't know. I want this to be very good, but I'm not as hopeful as I can't help but feel a little cynical about this. Like I hope this works, but I don't know if it will.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be one of the most important weekends we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Is
because it's more than just Superman. Like it's a whole studio. It's Warner Brothers. It's a whole genre.
Right.
It's a lot of stuff. A lot of people, I imagine, are going to be like watching the box office returns next week like a hawk.
If it works though, Warner Brothers will continue what is one of the hottest streaks we've had in a long time from a studio, because it started with Minecraft movie, Sinners, Final Destination Bloodlines. They're the distributor of F1 for Apple. And if Superman works, then this is an all-time streak that they've gone on.
Go through those movies again. So Minecraft movie, which wasn't for me, but I can understand the appeal. Sinners, which was the best movie of the year. It's the second best movie of this decade for me. What is next? Final Destination?
Final Destination.
Which was a very good movie.
Best in the series.
Did everything right. It was enjoyable as hell. It was entertaining. I think it's in my top 10 or top 15. And then F1, which was it's almost a perfect summer movie in what a summer movie kind of should be. It wasn't entirely for me, but it's very good at what it does.
Yeah.
So it's the thing is Warner Bros. Isn't doing this with like tricks and stuff up their sleeve. They're just making good movies.
Right. So I mean, we'll see if they can continue the streak with Superman.
And listen, they did hire the one guy that probably could do it, because I feel like if he can't do it, then nobody can.
I'm feeling that more and more too. Like
build a world. Although my take on it is that feels very pre-pandemic to want to build a universe, because we've seen Marvel start to have diminishing returns with the interconnectivity. That it just feels like it's the wrong time. If you would have gotten James Gunn, when he got shit canned from Marvel, and if DC would have picked him up then and said, fix this. I know the Snyder stuff was going on or whatever. But
they picked him up to do Suicide Squad.
They did, but I mean, if they were like...
But it was a half measure.
Fix everything. I think then he'd have a better chance, right? I mean, the pandemic would have been what the pandemic was, but you would have had like a fresh start. And now this just feels so old.
And it also feels like, So, I'm talking out both sides of my mouth here, but like, what are you trying to do? We're trying to do what Marvel... Like, you're just trying to do what already has been done. Like at your best dreams, your most wishful dreams as a DC person, there's maybe some DC people listening, you're hoping for what Marvel ended up doing.
Right.
Like, you're not going to top that.
Yeah.
So you're just hoping to somehow maybe reach even a fraction of those heights. And you're right, it does feel very antiquated. Like, all right, like building, that's not really what movies are right now. Like when you go see a movie like Minecraft, or you go see a movie like Sinners, you're not thinking like, how does this connect to the net? Movies just feel different now. I don't know how else to. You're right. It doesn't feel of the moment at all. Having said that, if Superman works really well and they can create maybe a mini world, maybe that could be enough. It doesn't need to be a 50 movie interconnecting puzzle.
Yes.
Right. Well, we're gonna find out next weekend, and we will have David Thompson on the next episode of the BO Boys. So, Chris, anything going on in your world, in the Barstool world, that you want to tell the wannabe O boys, wannabe O girls, wannabe O people about? Any new shows, any new crazy experiments that you're running that we could witness?
Thursday, I am, for anyone who likes basketball, I'm doing, I'm the GM. I don't play. I'm the GM and I'll be taking over the Wizards in Jordan's last year, the year before LeBron was drafted. And I'm going to try to win a title or else I can't end the stream. So it might take 3, 4, 5 years in video game time, which would equal like 24 to 36 hours potentially, where I'm on stream trying to win a title. And I cannot end the stream until I win.
Wow.
It's going to be Thursday on the Barstool Game Time YouTube.
What is the enforcement of the rule that you can't end the stream? Will there be a gun to your head on this channel?
No, there'll be no, as far as I know, no gun to my head. But there are some things. We're trying to build subscribers for that channel. And if we reach every 5,000 subscriber metric, I have to release my best player.
Okay.
So it count against the cap. So if I have LeBron James, if I was lucky enough to draft him, I have to cut him. It would go against the cap. It would really, really hurt.
Wow.
So every 5,000 subscribers we get, I have to cut my best player no matter who it is.
I love that because it's people are inclined to want to fuck someone over.
Right.
And they have to subscribe in order to fuck you over.
Correct.
That's genius.
Correct.
That's genius.
And then going forward from there, we'll be doing I do these like GM streams, and then we're taking over a baseball team the following week, and then that won't be a 24 hour. I think that's going to be basically every weekday for a couple hours where you play a couple games and send those out.
Great.
But yeah, so that's but Thursday this week, if you're kind of in your office, kind of bored, and you like old school basketball, throw it on. Hopefully, you can maybe help me make some trades and get me out of that stream.
All right.
Now there was a movie called Gran Turismo that opened a couple years ago about a gamer.
David Harbour, right?
And David Harbour was in it.
Yeah.
And it was about a gamer who became a race car driver.
Yes.
Now, is there any hope with doing these streams where one of these major sports like MLB, NBA, would you take NHL?
I would be MLB. So my dream,
okay,
if I had one dream in life, one thing that I could have happen. So my biggest thing I love most in sports is expansion teams.
Oh, okay.
I would love nothing more than to be the GM of an expansion team. I would do almost anything to do this. To be the GM, to build a team from the ground up and have them win a title under your watch, have the expansion draft, build something that's from nothing into something great. That is my ultimate dream. That is the thing I want more in life than anything else in the world.
So in this movie, so you get seen, your streams get seen by somebody, they hire you, and then your unorthodox methods, where we want people to buy season tickets, but for every 5,000 season tickets, I cut our best.
Oh
player.
no, yeah, I know that would be tough. But maybe it could punish me somehow, or maybe they could make the lineup. For everyone's season, you could help me make the lineup.
See, that's why you're the guy. That's why you're the guy, and I'm not the guy.
Yeah, it'd be bad to hurt.
You would adapt it,
Don't wanna hurt
but
you.
the owner would be like, I don't know. There's some reason I trust this Klemmer, and then everybody under him's like, this is crazy. This guy's crazy.
I like that a
Yeah.
lot. That would be can you imagine being the GM of the expansion team? Like that to me, even thinking about it, that would be unbelievable. That'd be unbelievable.
Would you go with the Moneyball style? Would you focus on the stats, or are you you listen to the crack of the bat and that's how you decide if a player's good or not?
I like analytics a lot.
Yeah.
But my big thing in sports is you're either horrible or you're great. There's no middle ground.
Okay.
So if you're okay, fuck that. Burn to the ground. Trade all your best players for assets. Get as many draft picks as you can. Baseball's a little different, but for basketball, you want as many lottery ping pong balls as possible.
Yeah.
Rip it down to the core.
Yeah.
And then you build from there.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. Don't be middle of the road. Either be terrible or be great.
Right. And of course, get subscribers.
And get subscribers.
And
for
get
the Barstool
subscribers.
game time.
Yeah,
Correct,
get subscribers.
on YouTube, yeah.
So you got to go there and watch Chris Klemmer, who may someday be the GM of a real expansion team. You never know.
That would be incredible.
And then they make a movie, and then it's called Klemmer Ball, and you're played by
either Colin Hanks, but probably more like that DJ Qualls guy. I think I would get stuck with it.
Okay.
I mean, it would.
I would like Colin Hanks, but
we'd all love to see DJ Qualls make a comeback.
Not all of us.
It'd be a meaty part for him.
It would be. He's just like a nice man. I
Klemmer's
think it's him.
a meaty
I
part.
don't know. But I think that's probably what it is.
And you've got to, of course, there's got to be a scene. I'm not saying it's a long scene, but there would be a scene in that movie recreating this moment right now.
Oh wow, yeah.
Where we're playing ourselves, but we're sitting across from DJ Qualls
Or
playing
Colin
Chris
Hanks,
Klemmer.
but yeah, probably DJ.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, you want to see him make this comeback.
Yeah,
and it's the perfect role for him.
Sure, he's a nice man.
So of course, watch that. Email us theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at theboboyspod. Want to be VP of interns. Christopher's killing it with these vertical clips, and we gave him so much to clip from this episode. I'm sure he's gonna have a great time. So follow us at the BO Boys Pod. Subscribe to the Substack. Subscribe to the YouTube. We are YouTubers. Hey guys. So you got to subscribe there, or else you're only getting half the story. And 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And I think that's it, Clayton. I got nothing left.
Pat, I finished.
Great.
And you've said it all.
Right.
Maybe too much.
Okay.
And there's nothing left to be said.
All right. So me and Chris can leave.
Except for, until next time,
we'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it.
Hey guys.